Good afternoon, America's Warriors. I'm Staff Sergeant Montgomery. This is going to be the first video of an introduction of myself and the programming for the 12-week ACFT 2024 programming. Start off, I'll talk about myself a little bit, and then we'll get into the potatoes of the programming. So I grew up here in Texas, went to high school here, graduated in 2005, joined the Marine Corps, did that for 7 years. Got out for 7 years, became a military contractor in aviation, and then I randomly decided I wanted to go back in the military. So I've been back in the Guard for 6 years, been a combat engineer the whole time. I've been at 442. Yeah, that's about it. So my fitness background is when I got out of the Marine Corps, I got really heavy into CrossFit, drank Kool-Aid a little bit too much, but got a lot of certifications, did a lot of competitions, got a lot of knowledge from CrossFit, the goods and the bads. So we'll be using some of that for our programming here. After that, decided I wanted to get into bodybuilding. Got into bodybuilding, did that for about 6 years-ish, did competitive shows, was in classic physique, danced around on stage all tanned up and oiled and little panties and flexed at people. Decided I didn't want to do that anymore, kind of shifted gears and got more into functional fitness, and now that's kind of where I'm at right now. All right, so those that have worked with me, you already know how I am, how I talk, just how my mannerisms are. For some of the ones that just joined up with 840th, welcome to the group. I've worked with some of y'all. I've competed against some of y'all in the Sapper competition that we did a couple years ago. So some of y'all have already kind of know how I am and just how things are going to be. But for the ones that are new that haven't met me, y'all will figure it out. So let's get into the actual programming of everything. So it's a 12-week from August 5th to October 26th. And it's going to be, it's just the programming that I'm writing for myself for my ACFT PREP. And then I had people that were interested in it. And so I decided to opened it up to my company, or my platoon specifically. And then from there, it's kind of just grown into, I think we're up to like 35-ish people. Maybe more will join up later on. I did this programming so that I'm hoping to break into the 590s on my ACFT score. I'm sitting around 580, so we'll see. Haven't really actually trained specifically for making my ACFT better. A lot of this program is just stuff that I just did already before, and I was already above 570s. So like it's good programming, stuff that already got me there. But I wanted to put in more running, and we'll see how that ball throw goes. It's my horrible weakest point, but so the programming, it's all self-paced. You have to be honest with yourself. Lying only hurts you. If you're logging wrong weights or wrong times or any of that stuff, you're not going to impress anybody. Just put what you actually did, and then make sure that you can see how you progress, and then we can work with that. Missing workouts. All right, we're going to talk about that. That's something that's heavily discouraged. So if you miss 2 workouts in a week, I'm booting you out of the program. I need people that are going to be dedicated. They're going to hold each other accountable, and I'm going to hold you accountable. I've found that over time that just putting programming out there, people just find excuses and other things they have to do, or whatever happens, then they just stop doing it, and then all of a sudden it just goes away. I need everybody to be as dedicated as possible. With that being said, if you miss 2 workouts within a training week, so within each week as I release the programming, I will kick you out, but I'll talk to you and see what happened. You know, I'm human. I understand life happens. So we'll talk about it. And then if it's an excuse, something came up, death in the family, whatever, we'll figure it out. But to get back in the programming, no matter what the excuse is, outside of a major injury, which you're probably not going to come back in the programming anyway, is I'm going to require you to do 100 burpees. You're going to videotape it and you're going to send it to me. It's the only way I can keep some people honest in this kind of stuff. So if you're not interested in that, then no harm, no foul. You can walk away. It's not a big deal. I am leaving a little bit of wiggle room for the one missed possible day. It's, you know, stuff happens. People will get tired. You have a recovery day. That's perfectly fine. If you just have to pick up your kids or whatever, your cat ripped something up, I don't know. There's a million different excuses. But one day is going to be acceptable to a certain extent. If it's every week, we'll have a talk, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Don't use these as loopholes. You should be trying to hit every single workout and putting forth all your effort to be able to max out the actual programming. All right, that's all the negative stuff, so we'll go on. The main priority during this programming is to stay healthy. You're going to see within the actual workout logs, I'm putting links for mobility, links for dynamic stretching, links for static stretching. These are mandatory, especially for those seasoned warriors out there, the ones, Roberts, I'm looking at you, they're fucking first sergeant. So us older ones, we need to make sure that we're actually doing all these warm-ups and we're doing the cool downs and making sure we stay healthy, because if you get hurt, then it's just all going to fall apart. So prioritize your recovery and then your warm-ups. And I'll make a video on that later on, and we'll go over what I do and what you should be doing too. I'll actually be doing the programming one day ahead of you guys so that I can get into it, make sure everything's good. The gym stuff is going to be the same, but with the metabolic conditioning, I want to make sure that they're hard enough or they're not too hard. Or so if I can adjust them, I will. But I've been doing this long enough to understand that it's what needs the right rep scheme and the progression and everything like that. So I haven't been doing metabolic conditioning, so don't think that I'm some CrossFit stud and I'm just hopping into this. I've just had a surgery like 3 weeks ago, so I haven't really been able to do the functional side of everything. I've been doing the lifts and the bodybuilding type stuff, but I'm not just jumping into this. So some of y'all are probably going to be beating me on some of these workouts, and I highly encourage that, but there's something off up here, so be ready for me to come chase you down later on in this programming. We'll redo a lot of these workouts later on so you can see your progression and everything like that, and there's a method behind the madness, so it'll be pretty cool when you guys start learning all that stuff. I'm planning on doing a breakdown of the Metcons and kind of just talking through it, something like this, out in my garage where I'm going to be doing these workouts, and I'll post videos on it and I'll send you the links on all that, so there's just no confusion, because if you've never done these workouts before, there's acronyms and there's weird stuff, and if somebody just tells you what it is, it's way easier. So I'll do like little clips of me doing the movement so that everybody's comfortable and then everybody's safe and everything like that, and everybody understands everything. So I don't want anybody to not do the workout because they don't understand it, or do it wrong just because it's just verbiage that they're just not used to, and that's just not fair. So all right, so the breakdown of the programming, everybody should have access to the programming. If you don't, I need to know so that I can get back in there and make sure that I add you guys. I don't think I had any major hiccups. The ones that I did have problems with adding them to the log, I already reached out individually, and I think we're good on that. But if you're watching this video and you don't have access to the log, shoot me a message, because this morning I was just scrolling through and making sure that I had everybody, and the words are really small and I've been hitting the head a lot, so sometimes things get blurry. So make sure that you just let me know, and then I can go back in there and add everything in it. So the breakdown is going to be 3 gym lifting days. You will need a gym membership for those lifts. So it's just bodybuilding style lifts, 4 sets of 15, and just meat headed out, do about 90-second rest between each set, and just do the movements. Most of them are going to be machine based. I don't like doing bench press barbell stuff. I don't like doing just regular back squat stuff like that. It's injuries possible on these things, so I try to minimize the risk as much as possible by using machines. You're still going to develop that muscle, you're still going to be able to isolate that group and build up that strength that's going to help you later on in a lot of these things. So that'll be 3 days. It'll be legs, push, and pull, and you can open up your log, and I'm kind of just walking you through it. It'll be legs Monday, Wednesday push, and Friday pull. If you're not familiar with those terms, you'll look at the breakdown of it all. It's just legs, and then push is just shoulders and chest, and pull is just basically back. And then there'll be some arms pulled in there. If you're a more advanced runner, go ahead and throw in, or runner. If you're a more advanced lifter, like you've been doing this kind of stuff, it's not that heavy with different stuff, so you can add another movement in there. I did the programming before, and I just threw in some more arms and part of it just to make it a little bit harder for myself. There is 20 to 30 minutes of low intensity cardio every day when it comes to the gym session. So when you're done with your lifts, you just go into wherever your gym has cardio, and I broke down which pieces of equipment to use: treadmill at like 5 speed, do an incline walk. You're not going to be running or doing anything like that. It's just to burn off a little bit of body fat, and then to just kind of keep your conditioning up on the days that you're not doing running. But don't get in there and start doing crazy sprints or long runs on there. It should be very low intensity, and it should be for 20 to 30 minutes. Don't get too wild with it. And look for that programming to change every month or so. I like to keep my gym programming the same so you can progress through the lifts and you can watch them get a little heavier and your body gets used to it and it gives you some consistency within those lifts. But then I'll probably change it up maybe every month or every 6 weeks. So I'll post on the chat whenever I do decide to change it up, just so that everybody kind of like locks into it and sees what I changed and everything like that. Let me back it up a little bit. So the programming will be released every Sunday. So I'm not going to give you guys the whole 12-week program and then you just have everything and there's no accountability. So I'm going to release it every single week. On Sunday, I'll go through, see who didn't log their stuff. If you didn't log your stuff, you missed 2 workouts, thanks for showing up. Message me on the side if you want to back in, and then I'll be looking for that video of those 100 burpees. But at that point, I'll release the next week. I'll just add another link at the bottom, and then I'll just throw in the programming for the next week. The gym sessions, like I said, will probably be the same, but the running programming will change every single week. Okay. So then let's talk about the 3 conditioning days. So the 3 conditioning days, 2 of them are broken down with metabolic conditioning, so like CrossFit style workouts, and then 1 just dedicated running day. You'll see, if you have it open, you'll see what I mean on the first week. I think Sunday I had you, or Saturday I have you guys doing a 2-mile test run. Don't quote me on that, I don't have it open right now. But so that'll be your dedicated run day, and then the other 2 will be the metabolic conditioning. So it'll be CrossFit, like burpees and push-ups and whatever it is. And then make sure you're waiting 10 minutes after your metabolic conditioning, and then you're going to do your run. It's going to start getting your body used to doing intense stuff and then turning around and doing that 2-mile run or whatever, or more of a run, a cardio-based workout, just like how we do in the ACFT. You get that break, and then you get that intense workout, you push yourself really hard, you get that small break, and then you have to be able to perform on that 2-mile. So this is going to start training your body to get used to that, because if you don't do that, everybody that's running ACFT, that 2-mile run can suck really bad if you really put out on the other stuff and your body isn't used to having to recover that quickly and get straight into running. All right, keeping up with my notes here. I'm actually doing pretty good. I'm proud of myself. All right, 10 minutes, equipment. Okay, so with the CrossFit style workouts, the Metcons, there will be some equipment that's going to be required. Kettlebells, hex bar. We're going to be doing some deadlifts and stuff like that, just to get your body used to this kind of stuff. If for some reason I don't want you guys going and joining a CrossFit gym or anything like that, because that's like super expensive. If your gym doesn't have this kind of equipment, get with me on the side, and I'll give you some different programming for what you need to do. It'll still get you where you need to be. It's just going to be a little bit different than what everybody else is. But don't think if you don't have the equipment, like if you just don't have a kettlebell or whatever it is, that you're just going to miss that workout and you're screwed, and then you're going to have to do 100 burpees or something stupid. Just communicate with me, and then I can figure out what we need to do, and then I'll be here to be able to push information out to you guys and give you different programming if needed. All right, so the workout log, I designed it so that you could log while you're lifting. I've already done it once. I even locked in one side, so when you scroll over, your name stays there, and you guys won't be logging wrong logs for the wrong people. I'm sure somebody's gonna mess it up. But I made it as soldier proof as I possibly could, what made sense to me, so it should make sense to you guys. I've been doing this for a while, and I know how easy things can mess around and do stuff, so it should be a little simple for you guys. But as you're going, just do your lifts, do whatever it is, your chest press or whatever it is, and then log your weight, and then just do a little slash for your second set, log another weight. You'll see I've done the examples for mine. I've done, I think, 2 of these workouts already. So go in there and just look at that. You can kind of see how I've been logging it, and just log it the same way. Same thing with the conditioning days. If it's a Metcon and a run, just do Metcon and do however many rounds you did, or what your time was on the Metcon, and then on your run, whatever your times were. Or if it's like sprints or whatever, just say complete. You don't have to get stupid with it. Just whatever makes sense. If I go in there and I don't understand what the hell you put on there, then I'll just reach out to you. It's not the end of the world, but just make sure you are logging something so that I know that you did the workout, so that I'm not an asshole on Sunday and kick you out and you're like, well, I did the fucking workout, like I don't know why you kicked me out. So just make sure you put something in there. If I don't know what you mean, then I'm just gonna click on your little name, and I'll talk to you on the side, and then we can come to an understanding on whatever you did or whatever I didn't understand, and then we'll figure it out. Okay, so that goes over all of the workout stuff, the log. All right, so let's talk about the chat. So the chat, motivation is highly encouraged. All right, I want you guys to talk a little bit of trash is fine, but understand who's in the chat. If you scroll around a little bit and see the higher ranks and stuff like that in there, I don't want to see a bunch of like memes and dumb stuff. Leave it open enough to where if somebody isn't in it for a day or so, they can scroll up and they can see what's going on if I need to push information or whatever. But just keep it professional. I don't want you guys. I don't want you guys getting too hard on each other. Get on each other like, oh, I got this time or that or whatever. But just don't be degrading about things. It will not be tolerated. I will be monitoring it. I got nothing better to do than to go through these things when I'm at work. I have a lot of downtime. So just don't be done with it. But do keep the motivation up. Talk. Do everything you want to do in there. That's fine. If I have a problem with the way that you're talking to people, I'll bounce you to the side. Be like, hey, knock it off. It's not cool or whatever. And then if you do it again, then thanks for showing up. But we don't need that kind of negativity in the group. We have all levels of fitness and experience, even just within my guys that are showing up. Some of my guys are PT studs, and some of them are just fresh to everything. They're super novice to all this stuff. So there's no dumb questions. If you don't have to put it in the group chat, you can message me on the side. And somebody already did it. They were asking about, I've never done a back squat before. So what should I? How can I find the right weight? So I need to know y'all's levels of understanding of this programming. So message me, message each other, whatever it takes, and then I can go over things. I'll send you videos on whatever you need. Just reach out, and I'll go out in my garage and I'll do a back squat, and I'll break down everything for you guys. It's not that big of a deal. I'm here for all the success in the world to give you guys. And we're here to make each other better. All right. So it's 100% motivation and just see how far we can push it. 12 weeks is a good amount of time to be able to get those ACFT scores up and just to get your fitness level up, and your beach bod back or whatever your motivational factor is. 12 weeks is plenty. I used to do 12-week prep for shows, so it's a very common mile marker time frame to be able to hit a lot of things. Like I said, send any questions my way. If you have any major concerns, send them my way. I want communication to be as fluent as possible. I know we're in the military and there's hey, you're staff sergeant and I'm private or whatever. This is completely 100% volunteer. So nobody should be being forced to do any of this stuff. If you're being voluntold to be here, all you have to do is miss 2 workouts and you're gone. So that's between you and whoever told you to be here. My guys understand that this is 100% volunteer. So I'm hoping that the rest of y'all are on the same understanding, and that you're bringing all that motivation because you want to be here. I think there's more success to be had if you're actually in it for yourself and then to better your career and to better everything than somebody telling you, hey, go do these workouts, because then you're not going to do them properly. You just go in and log, So if you're part of that part of the group, then that's on you, and that's between you and your shitty ACFT score coming up. But if you put in the work on this, you definitely will show progression, and then you will get better. Like I said, any questions, concerns my way. It's good meeting all of y'all. If you have anybody that you want to add to the group, I can send you the link. They can pop in. I just don't want to see guys coming in like the couple weeks before the ACFT. Get up with your friends that want to do it. Send them this video so they understand what's expected and what the programming is about. And then even if they're kind of on the fence, I can add them on the workout log as just a viewer, not even change anything. They can see how everybody's logging stuff. And they'll be like, oh, this programming is pretty cool, or no, it's not for me. I have my own programming or whatever, and no harm, no foul. I'll delete them off of the log, and then we can remove them from the group. It's not a big deal. But any kind of people that you want to participate in this, throw them my information, and then we'll add them up. All right, I'm going to make the other 2 videos, and we'll be seeing each other.